critical week ahead for Bitcoin. We've got some major macroeconomic catalysts, and Bitcoin set to attempt an important breakout of a pattern which could lead us to break through $40,000 and $45,000 within the next 5 to 7 days. I'm going to share those chart patterns with you. Plus, a very interesting stat, which when you see it, is going to get you FOMOing a little bit. Guys, smash the likes. Do not forget to subscribe. Guys, if you want to trade with us, we just dropped 2 new trades in our VIP group, Ijaz.UK/TG. If you want to learn exactly how I trade, then you're going to want to be involved in our community. Guys, let's start off this week by saying, look, we are set now within the next 9 to 10 hours to close this candlestick green. That would be the 6th green candlestick in a row. Despite it being a week where Binance get fined, CZ steps down from the world's biggest exchange, this market is not making any fuss around the fact that it's clearly bullish, and you're seeing that start to rotate in. And on top of that, the fact that I've got every single person in my contacts now who I've not spoken to for many years messaging me saying, is now the time for crypto? How do I get into crypto? What's a good price? How do I get into crypto? They're all knocking on that door. So you're starting to see now that adoption is starting to pick up. The crypto is back in the conversation. It's starting to trend again, and people care. Those bear market days where it was just 5 people sitting here watching these videos are long gone now, because people are jumping in to find out, when is this going to explode up towards $100,000. And I've got something very interesting to share with you guys. 6 positive weeks in a row here, which we're set to close on. The last time we managed 6 positive weeks, let's go back. And in fact, let me show you 5 first. Let's see where we last had 5 positive weeks in a row. And you can see it was here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 positive weeks. And on this lead up, this was the time when we fell from 64 down to 29 in the summer of 2021. And then by November time, we famously ran to the highs of the cycle at 69,000. So the last time we saw 5 weeks in a row, we ended up finishing that move all the way at 69,000. That was 5 green weeks. But when was the last time we've had 6? When was the last time we've had 6 green weekly candlesticks in a row? You're gonna have to go a little bit further back, guys, and where you end up finding yourselves is here, back in October of 2020. Yes, in October of 2020, we started the week out here on Bitcoin at 10,600. Yes, never again were those prices seen after the move I'm going to share with you. We then had 6 powerful weeks here to the upside. On the 6th week, we had 15% move on Bitcoin, closing the weekly candle at 18,400. And if you were in crypto at the time, that was amazing, right? Pushing to new all-time highs. Price discovery, the price just pumping here. And you would have thought, oh, maybe this was it. Maybe this is peak FOMO. Maybe I should not chase the prices right now. Maybe I should not get into crypto. But this shows you the power of crypto, because this move after 6 weeks of green was just the start, right? This was a move that we all now know ended up leading to the next bull cycle and ultimately getting you to just shy of 65,000 at the peak of that move in April 21. So again, from October, let's just take that again, October 2020 to April, you're moving from a price point of 10,600, let me remind you guys, over 6xing here up towards 65,000. Of course, it's not just about Bitcoin at that point. All coins are ripping. You're making incredible gains. You're trading. You're DCAing into your portfolios as well. And the crypto bull market ensued. We know that. So this indicator we are getting right now of a 6th week here green is showing a lot of impetus here in the Bitcoin price. This does not just happen, right? This is not something you can just kind of brush under the carpet and say, oh, don't worry, the price is going to fall back down, right? There may well be pullbacks, and we're going to realistically look at where those pullbacks could be. But anybody trying to tell you now to keep your bearish hat on is suffering from what is known as bear market PTSD. We spoke about this. The bear market can be brutal. It's brutal. Price is going down 90%. You're getting wrecked on every single altcoin. Your friends and family looking at you like you're some stupid guy. Like, why are you in crypto? Are you feeling all right? Like, it's a scam. And suddenly you're stuck in this PTSD where you knew it was right in your heart. You knew it was right. You invested. You built your conviction. You researched. And now the price is going back up 37, proving what was right. And yet you still got that PTSD. You're still being told by certain influencers you're following, oh, don't worry, it's going to come back down. Crypto's going to crash back down to 10. I mean, look at this. You got this going on and this going on, and inflation's going to rear its head again. And you just get all this FOMO, and you just don't get allocated in this market. And so my warning for you guys, if you believe in crypto, then your money's got to follow where your mouth is. You've got to start taking action based on your beliefs. What I don't want for you to have is a belief system where you knew you were bullish and yet you never acted on it. If you're bearish on crypto, no problem, right? That's your personal decision to make. But if you're bullish and something's holding you back, you need to ask yourself those hard questions. What's holding me back? Now, by no means am I saying chase these green candles, right? You guys know we're super extended here from the EMA ribbon, and at some point, we need a healthy pullback, right? It's not healthy for us to just have green, green, green all the time. Even in the crazy run of the last cycle, which I just shared with you, eventually you get a couple of weaker candles, right? You can see here, after that move in October, 6 to the upside, a little bit of a cooling off, then another strong week, then another cooling off. You do get opportunities here. For example, here you get another opportunity when the price fell down here to the 28,000 again. You do get some opportunities. But the reality is, what are you waiting for, right? If you keep waiting here on crypto for more certainty, you have to buy at a higher price. Certainty equals you buying a higher price. Right? That's how the world works. If you want to buy certainty and take the risk element away, you're going to buy a higher price. Those who bought at $15,000, they did so at $15,500 here at the lows. They did so because they were able to manage the fear at the time. They took risks. To buy Bitcoin at $15,400, let me remind you, you're not buying in today's environment. You're buying back then when FTX collapsed, Sam Bankman-Fried, big scams, lots going on. You know, like you had Free Areas Capital, Voyager, Terra Luna collapse, you had inflation going uncontrollable. We know all of that. That was that situation then. And so it took a very certain person with a certain level of conviction to go in, take out their wallet and buy some Bitcoin. And those people deserved it at $15,500. And so now you ask yourself the question, how easy is it to buy Bitcoin today when inflation is notching down quite heavily? When Jerome Powell seems to be steering this soft landing? When, you know, the Terra Luna is a gone issue in the past. Sam Bankman-Fried justice is prevailing. CZ has stepped down from Binance and the market is shaking that off. A spot ETF is looming with a deadline fast approaching in January. XRP getting some clarity in terms of their case with the SEC. An Ethereum spot futures being approved. Futures ETFs being approved. Ethereum spot ETFs being applied for, right? Come on. Like, you're gonna pay a higher price because you've got so much more adoption. And so the question you now need to be asking yourself is, when I buy now, I'm buying a more robust asset. I'm not buying the asset that Bitcoin was here at the 15,500. Bitcoin is now much more robust. It's been through a lot more. There's more certainty in all the things I've just explained. And when you get certainty, you've got to pay a bit of a premium. And so you've got two choices. You can sit there and let this all run away from you and never get back into the market because you're like, it will come back down to 15,500. Or you can be pragmatic and say, you know what? The days of them going back down to 15,000 or even 20 or even, 25 may be gone. But maybe I can get myself a little cheeky nibbles at 34s and 33s and 32s if we get a pullback. I'll even DCA a little bit now, so at least I'm in the market. Maybe that would be a smart decision for you. Again, not financial advice. You guys have to do your own research. It's different for me, right? I was managing to buy and nibble at these lower price points, so I can be a little bit more fussy because I'm locked and loaded, right? I've got about 12% cash on the sidelines, probably 10 to 12% at this point. And when we get nice pullbacks, if we get nice pullbacks, I will be DCAing, but I don't need to chase these green candles. Whereas if you're sat on the sidelines and you don't have any, you guys have to take a bit more impetus, because the reality is, if you're not in your positions and you're not happy with your positions, and yet you personally have a thesis that you think Bitcoin will at least get to all-time high 69, if not 100,000, 150,000, 200,000 on this cycle, then is it worth you arguing over whether I can get it at 35 or 34 instead of just kind of starting to build your position? Now, my personal strategy for DCAing is I don't throw it all in one go. If I wanted to DCA $100,000 into Bitcoin right now, I would not put $100,000 in today in FOMO. That is exactly what FOMO is. What I would do is split it into chunks of 10. So I'll have 10 chunks of $10,000, and I'll probably put one of those in just now. Just to alleviate any FOMO, I'm starting to put my foot into the market, I'm putting my foot in the ocean, and off we go. And then if the price goes up a little bit, maybe I'll DCA some more. If it pulls back, I might put 2 chunks in. If it pulls back a bit more, I might put another 3 chunks in until eventually I'm DCA'd into the market. That helps you avoid FOMO and sitting on the sidelines going, oh, look, it's going up, I still haven't got in, what do I do? Or it going down and saying, yes, I'm going to throw all of it right now, and then dumps a bit more, and you could have taken your time, right? So you've got to have a laddering in approach in terms of your DCA. So that's where it's at. Now, more imminently, we have a very important week coming up, and I just want to quickly cover this off before I leave you guys here. Now, what I want to show you guys is we were in this very, very important pattern on the 4-hourly chart. We were in an ascending triangle, which the majority of the times, at least just over 2/3 of the time, will break to the upside, and you guys can take the measured move from here and can see that this will easily take you up at the point of breakout to that 40,000 level, a very important psychological resistance level, and an important coup for Bitcoin in terms of us moving towards our next bull cycle. cycle. But 3 times now we got rejected, including here on Friday, getting a fake out, right? We actually broke through it, only to be faken back down here to the downside. Now, if I bring out a useful tool, which is our 50 exponential moving average, and by the way, if you guys aren't familiar with TA, ijaz.uk/TA, I've got a structured TA curriculum for you guys. So there's a full training program you can take advantage of over my 10 years of TA experience, including at major investment banks, all in one structured place. So if you're ever wondering what is a head and shoulders pattern, how does he use the EMA ribbon, what's the Fibonacci ratios, it's all in one place. Just learn it all before this next bull market. Stop procrastinating. So yeah, look at this 200-week 50 EMA ribbon. We used it to bounce, and then that's where we had our fake out. So now it looks like we want to come back down here, see if we can get a bounce and go mountain attack again. Failing that, guys, you got to be prepared. This could easily come back down, right? And then from there, it could either bounce or we could start losing this pattern. Remember, 1/3 of the time, this pattern can break to the downside. So it's not a foregone conclusion that we're going to just break to the upside. It's good that we're spending a lot of time here at the upside because it means we have more of a chance of breaking out. That's fantastic. But you've also got to be wary that we could see something like this as well. And the bottom side target is that 33.5k. So all the way from 33.5k up towards the 40k price target of this triangle is all into play. Okay, so I'm getting ready for that. If we break to the downside, great stuff. I'll get my DCAs in. If we break to the upside, good stuff. We'll take some trades here to the upside as well. Ijaz.uk/TG, where I'll share the updates of what I'm doing in this market. Okay, so now if I bring out the EMA ribbon on the hourly chart, you'll see exactly what's happening here. Just a retest of that EMA ribbon, which makes complete sense. But if I nudge it up to the daily chart, you'll see how extended we are. And that is why, even if this pattern breaks to the downside, like I just shared with you guys, coming down here into that 33.5 level, it's okay. I don't mind it, because all it is us retesting the EMA ribbon before trying to bounce here. That will help the RSI reset a little bit, and then we get more room for a more powerful move to the upside. Remember, there's only so long that Bitcoin can keep moving parabolically. It's healthy to have little pullbacks. I don't mind a little pullback here. Gives everybody an opportunity to kind of DCA a little bit, takes out some of the leverage in the system, resets the RSI, and then we can have a nicer, bigger move to the upside. And similar story on the weekly, right? We've not pulled back here for a long time here on the weekly, and we're very extended from the weekly chart. And there's only so long that could be. So I wouldn't mind having a couple of off weeks here before a move to the upside. That being said, major economic catalysts coming out for you guys to watch out. I will be posting videos every day, navigating this with you guys. We've got a bunch of Fed officials speaking on Monday and Tuesday. On Wednesday, we move on to a Q2 GDP figure, which I will cover off with you guys as well. Followed on Thursday by our PCE inflation figures. Remember, that's one of the Fed officials' favorite readings of PCE. And then, of course, our next Fed meeting is scheduled for the 13th of December. Still a couple of weeks away, but the markets are expecting a pause. All to play for here in the crypto market, guys. Let me know in the comments, what are you doing? Are you foaming? Are you feeling that kind of stress in the market right now? Are you locked and loaded and happy and ready for this price to move? Let me know in the comments. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.